Magandang tanghali Pilipinas. Inaasahan natin na may darating na 2 batches ng AstraZeneca ngayong linggong ito. Una, ang AstraZeneca na donasyon ng Japanese government. Mamaya pong gabi ang dating yan. Pangalawa, ang AstraZeneca na galing po sa COVAX facility. Inaasahan din natin na darating this week ang 2 batches ng Sputnik V, component 1 and 2. As of July 7, 2021 po, ayon sa latest National COVID-19 Vaccination Dashboard, nasa 12,489,077 ang total COVID-19 vaccines administered na po. Mahigit 3 milyon or 3,089,976 ang fully vaccinated na po. Conservative number pa po ito at inaasahan natin na tataas pa ang bilang kapag dumating na ang mga numero mula sa mga lokal na pamahalaan at pribadong sektor. Tara na po at magpabakuna, lalo na ang mga lolo at lola at yung mga may comorbidities at magkaroon ng dagdag na proteksyon. Ulitin ko po libre po ang first at second dose. Kaya kung may schedule na kayo para sa inyong pangalawang turok, pabakuna na po tayo. Nagkaroon ng pagpupulong po si Presidente Rodrigo Roa Duterte kasama ang mga leaders ng PDP Laban. Malinaw ang sinabi ng Pangulo, to the proposition that I run for Vice President, I quote, medyo I'm sold to the idea, so meaning to say I'm seriously thinking or running for Vice President. Ipiniliwanag din ni Presidente ang kanyang dahilan, and I quote, I remember that I made a statement a few days ago because of the incessant attacks on my person na kung anong pinagsasabi. Out of the blue, lumabas yung ano ko sa utak na kung ganito lang pala na babawian ninyo ako, ano pa kaya kung yung wala na ako sa presidente, pagka-presidente. So I saw the toxic behavior displayed by some and those who would also are posturing the run for president. Sa susunod na Pangulo, ito naman ang sinabi ni Presidente. If I quote, if I run for Vice President tapos ang presidenteng na-elect hindi ko kaibigan, the situation would arise na sabi ko, I would remain inutile thing there. Kasi pag wala kang sa presidente, suporta, wala ka talaga. Ito ang dilema ko. COVID-19 updates naman po tayo. Ito ang ranking po ng Pilipinas sa buong mundo, sang-ayon po sa Johns Hopkins. Number 23 po tayo pagdating sa total cases, number 27 sa active cases, number 130 sa cases per 100,000 population, at number 91 po sa case fatality rate, 1.7%. Meron tayong 4,289 na mga bagong kaso ayon sa July 7, 2021 datos ng DOH. Samantalang, nasa 95% ang ating recovery rate, kaya naman po nagpapasalamat kami sa ating mga medical frontliners. Nasa 1,377,132 na po ang bilang ng mga nakarecover. Samantalang malungkot naming binabalita na nasa 25,459 na po ang binuwian ng buhay dahil sa coronavirus. Nakikiramay po kami. 1.76 po ang ating fatality rate. Ito naman po ang kalagayan ng ating mga ospital. Sa buong Pilipinas, 57% utilized po ang ating ICU beds, 47% utilized ang ating isolation beds, 42% utilized ang ating ward beds, at 36% utilized ang ating ventilators. Sa NCR, 45% utilized ang ating ICU beds, 37% utilized ang ating isolation beds, 33% utilized ang ating ward beds, at 33% utilized ang ating ventilators. Dito po nagtatapos ang ating presentasyon. Kasama po natin ngayon ang bagong talagang Presidential Advisor on Political Affairs, Secretary Jacinto Paras. Sec Paras, congratulations po. And because you are the advisor on political affairs, pakisabi nga po sa buong sambayan ng Pilipino, what do we take of former Senator Sonny Trillanes? The floor is yours, Secretary Paras. Okay, wala pong audio. Paki-on lang po yung inyong audio. Secretary Paras, paki-on lang po.
Opo.
Yan. Okay, go ahead
Thank
po.
you.
Okay.
Marami pong salamat sa Secretary Harry Roque, my good friend. At una po, magpapasalamat po ako kay Pangulo Duterte for giving me his trust and confidence in giving me this job. And I will do well with this job. And now going to your question on what I think of Mr. Trillanes. Well, unang-una, dati pa sinasabi ko parati na non-entity naman ito. Nakachamba lang naman itong tao na ito na naging senador dahil at that time the opposition was gaining ground. Pero under normal circumstances baka magiging kulelat yan parate. Gaya ngayon, gusto niyang tumakbong presidente, gusto niyang tumakbong vice presidente, zero nga siya doon sa survey. So bakit natin pakinggan itong dambo na ito, itong trililing na ito, wala naman to talagang K, ha? Kung sa mga walang K ito. So ngayon gusto na naman niya uli Secretary na kakilala kasi may ambisyon siya. Pero wala na pong nakikinig dito sa taong ito. Kasi nung una pa when he was still a cadet, sinasabi nga ng tatay niya he is a dumb guard. Kasi kulelat din yan sa class niya. So wala talagang nakikinig nito. Tapos ngayon, gusto pa na naman niyang akusahan na naman ng ating Pangulo at sika si Senator Bongo ng corruption when in fact he is the most corrupt senator that ever lived in this country. Unang-una, yung kanyang mga consultant overpriced o sino-sinong binibigyan na ng consultancy at the expense of the coffers of the government. Pati yung kapatid niya na walang kaalam-alam, ginawang consultant with so much pay. So, sino bang corrupt? Mr. Trillanes. At saka itong si Trillanes, Secretary, 3 kaso ang pinail ko dyan. Puro may warrant of arrest itong dambo na ito. So, wag natin pakinggan. Kung nag-aakusa na naman siya sa ating Pangulo at saka kay Senator Bongo, wag nating tuunan ng pansin. Dapat Mr. Trillanes, tuunan mo ng pansin yung mga warrant of arrest mo, yung mga kadami-daming kaso na sinampas sa'yo dahil ikaw ay corrupt, ikaw ay bobo, ano pa ang masasabi ko sa'yo? In fact, matapang ka lang nung senador ka. Pero nung nag-hearing tayo sa Pasay City Court, mukha kang basang sisew, Mr. Trillanes. I can face you anytime, Mr. Trillanes. So wag mong siraan ang ating Pangulo, wag mong siraan si Senator Bongo kasi walang basihan yung mga sinasabi mong plunder. Yung sinasabi mo kay Pangulo na nag-aamas ng wealth, yan ay dinismiss na. At sinabi ng City Fiscal of Pasay, wala kang basihan. Kasi sinasite mo, Mr. Trillanes, yung AMLAC na nanggaling doon yung basis mo. Sinabi ng AMLAC, walang sinasabi ang AMLAC sa iyo. Walang ganun na wealth ang ating Pangulo. So, ergo, may warrant of arrest ka doon sa court sa Pasay City for being a liar, for saying nonsense as always. So, Mr. Trillanes, zero ka sa survey. Huwag ka nang magdadaldal, Mr. Trillanes. You have nothing to say and the people of this country does not consider you as a serious candidate in this election. Hindi ka na makakachamba uli, Mr. Trillanes. So, yun po ang masasabi ko and in any forum, I would not even give you a chance to debate with me because you are a nobody eh. Dati siguro nung senator ka, pinapansin kita pero ngayon, wala. Ang taong bayan hindi po nagpapansin kay Mr. Trillanes. Unang-una, yung accusation mo na plunder kay Senator Bongo. Nagbabasa ka ba, Mr. Trillanes, ng batas? Yung plunder? Series of accumulation of wealth. May ebidensya ka ba na nag-accumulate ng wealth si Senator Bongo? Maybe his family who was already contractors during the time na wala pa sa politika, they are legitimate businessmen. Yung kanilang award went through process of bidding. At saka hindi naman si Senator Bongo ang nag-award sa kanilang kontrata. So paano naman siya nagiging involved doon sa plunder na pinagsasabi mo na in the first place, there was no plunder at all. I hope you will ask your lawyer to explain to you what the law on plunder is all about. Huwag kang dakdak ng dakdak kasi hindi mo naintindihan because you were always a dumb cadet during your time in PMA. Yun ang sinasabi ni Mr. Sisoko, yun ang sinasabi ng mga ibang mga PMA cadets at saka mga PMA official. Ginagamit ng tatay mo as COMEL official yung kanyang power na maiwas ka doon sa mga trabaho ng cadet. Dala ka lang doon sa opisina ng isang opisyal at nagluluto-luto ka, kain ka ng kain, kaya kulelat ka doon sa mga cadet na yan. So that's what you are, Mr. Trillanes. You are a nobody in this country. Yun po, Secretary Roque, yung masasabi ko po sa kanya.
Maraming salamat, Secretary Paras, and congratulations again on your appointment as Presidential Advisor on Political Affairs. Punta na po tayo sa ating open forum. Yusek Rocky.
Yes, good afternoon, Secretary Roque. Question from Chris Jose of Remate Online. Sa PDP Laban meeting kapansin-pansin na itinutulak ng Pangulo si Senator Bongo na tumakbo sa pagkapangulo. Ibig bang sabihin nito ay mas bilib ang Pangulo kay Senator Go kaysa sa kanyang anak na si Mayor Sara? Sa mga pinagpipili ang endorso, tama ba na si Senator Bongo na ang the one?
Well, dati pa naman pong palaging binubuyo ni Presidente si Senator Bongo na tumakbo, no? Pero ang palaging sinasabi ni Senator Bongo is that he is not interested.
Second question po niya, binanggit ni Pangulong Duterte sa PDP Laban meeting ang tungkol sa 2.2 billion tax evasion case ni Senator Pacquiao. Simula na ba ito ng resback ng pamahalaan sa akusasyon ng senador na mas malala ang korupsyon sa kasulukuyang administrasyon? May aabangan bang pasabog ang gobyerno ng mga sekreto ng pambansang kamao?
Hindi po yan resback, matagal na pong kaso niya yan sa BIR. Kaya nga po sinasabi ni Presidente, akala ko ba ikaw ay anti-corruption? You have to walk the talk, no? If you're against corruption, bakit ikaw mismo hindi nagbabayad ng buwis, which is really a form of corruption dahil ikaw ay at the same time a public officer.
Thank you, Secretary.
Maraming salamat. Trisha Tirada, please.
Hi, good afternoon, Spokes-Harry. Sir, first question. The President seems inclined to running for Vice President. Paano na po yung pangako niya kay Congressman Romualdez?
He never made any promise to Congressman Nograles.
Congressman Romualdez po. Romualdez. Yung
Well,
naging usapan po nila, sir. Yung
Again,
deal nila.
to quote the President, I'm sold to the idea, I'm seriously thinking. He did not say, I'm definitely running. So sinabi naman po niya earlier na should Congressman Romualdez choose to run for the vice presidency, he will support him because that is his promise.
Mhm. Sir, it seems yung PDP laban, there are members that are for the president and there are members, that are also siding with Senator Manny Pacquiao. What's the game plan, sir? Kasi I understand he's attending the July 17 meeting. So paano po mangyayari, sir, kung halimbawa po magkahati yung partido? Will the president stay or will he leave the party?
Well, we have discussed this with the President, but I feel it's premature to make any statement on this particular question. Basta ang sinabi lang ni Presidente, we will do this legally, no? So, let's see what happens.
Mhm. Okay. Sir, ito pong kaguluhan ngayon between President and Senator Pacquiao and the whole issue about politics. Hindi po ba ito nakakagulo, sir, sa trabaho ng Pangulo? Yung mga potential candidates are saying na it's not time to talk about politics, but here we have the president, dedicating more than 2 hours talking to PDP, talking about politics. What does this say now about the government's priorities?
It hasn't changed. It's still COVID-19. Pero what do you do? COVID-19 or not, elections are coming up. So political parties have to prepare and candidates will have to file their certificates of candidacy in the first 10 days of October.
Mm-hmm. So, sir, from what we're seeing, well, obviously, tama po ba, the president is very hands-on also with the upcoming elections?
Well, let's just say that because he is chairman of the party, he has an interest in who the party will field as president and vice president in the 2022 elections.
Mm-hmm. Sir, final question na lang. I'll just press on the issue, yung pagtanggal po ng testing requirement or parang pag-allow lang kahit vaccination cards would be okay, for intertravel. Sir, ano po yung basis daw nito? Because many experts are reacting na delikado daw po itong change sa guidelines po ng IATF.
It was decided na because you are fully vaccinated as a way of incentivizing, at saka ang siyensya naman dyan, pag nabakunahan ka na, ang probability na magkakasakit ka ng malala is almost none, no? So, yes, you could still catch it, pero the probability is also not 100% anymore, no? So, wala naman talaga 100% guarantee. Ang PCR test naman talaga, pag ginamit din yan, if at the time you took it, hindi ka pa reactive, then you will be negative, but you don't know when it will actually surface, no? So, sa gitna po ng pandemya, Trish, there's no such a thing as 100% guarantee.
All right. Thank you very much, Spooks Harry.
Maraming salamat, Trish. Yusek Rocky, please.
Yes, thank you, Secretary. From Rosa Licos of UNTV, ano ang palace reaction sa report ng Ateneo School of Governance na pumalya ang Duterte administration na ma-meet ang target nito sa pag-address sa COVID-19 pandemic?
Ay, hindi na po kami nagugulat. Ateneo po yan.
Second question po niya, on possible deployment ban sa Saudi Arabia, ano ang magiging dahilan upang tuluyang ihinto ulit ni Pangulong Duterte ang pagpapadala ng OFW doon?
Wala pa po ako naririnig na balita na may ganyang plano, quite frankly, no? And this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
From Laila Salaveria of Inquirer, the Department of Health said LGU may still require fully vaccinated travelers to present negative RT-PCR tests. Is the palace concerned about the lack of uniformity in rules for fully vaccinated individuals traveling within the country? How will this affect efforts to spur tourism and boost economic activity?
Ulitin ka lang po ang sinabi ko, no? Ang IATF resolutions po are resolutions adopted for and in behalf of the President in the exercise of police power. That's binding on all, unless you declare yourself to be an independent republic. Pero sinabi ko rin po, hindi naman po bingi ang IATF. Pag pinakikinggan naman po ang sinasabi ng mga lokal na pamahalaan. Pero hanggang mag-decide po o baguhin ng IATF ang mga patakaran, kinakailangan ipatupad po muna. But I understand that this afternoon there will be an IATF meeting and this will again be discussed kasi sabi ko nga po, hindi naman po pwedeng baliwalain ang mga posisyon lalong-lalo lang ng mga lokal na pamahalaan dahil sila naman po nagpapatupad ng mga IATF resolutions. So the IATF will address the concerns of the LGU pero for now wala pa pong bagong resolution na nana-adapt.
From Maricel Halili of TV5, ano ang nangyari sa Stay Safe app? Sabi ni Mayor Magalong, hindi na ito mandatory. Optional na lang daw ang paggamit nito. Ito na ba ang bagong polisiya ng IATF? Ano ang naging problema?
Well, again, no, hindi pa po nababago ang IATF resolution on Stay Safe, no. So, kinikilala pa rin po natin siya as the app for the country and the directive for all LGUs to integrate their systems with the Stay Safe app remains po, no. Again, unless this is changed, it remains the pertinent IATF resolution.
Second question niya, ibig bang sabihin nito na hindi na integrated ang digital contact tracing apps? Itutuloy na lang ba yun per LGU na QR code?
I already answered that. Hindi pa po nababago yung polisiya, yung resolution ng IATF na ang mga lokal na pamahalaan ay pinapa-integrate po sa Stay Safe.
Thank you, Secretary.
Maraming salamat. Pierre Renada, please.
Hello, Secretary, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay, just a few questions for you, sir, and then hopefully also for political advisor Jing Paras. So, just the first one, sir, why was Senator Coco Pimentel not present at the PDP Laban meeting 2 days ago? And will the President meet also with his group in PDP Laban?
I do not know. Please ask Senator Pimentel.
But sir, di ba yung Malacanang yung nag-invite? I mean, I'm assuming that the invite came from Malacanang. Is there a reason why he was not invited? Was he invited?
I do not know if it was a Malacanang invitation or if it was arranged by PDP Laban.
All right. Sir, the President mentioned something about legally resolving the factions in PDP and something about accreditation. Can you just elaborate on that? How does he intend to resolve the factions legally?
Legally, there's a procedure. If there's an intra-party dispute, then the COMELEC will have jurisdiction to rule on it.
And is he inclined to endorse a certain faction as the real PDP Laban who will be fielding candidates for the 2022 elections? Paano ba yun, sir?
I believe he was addressing persons who he believed were the rightful leaders of PDP Laban.
So he believes sina Sec Cusi are the rightful... So parang he thinks Pimentel is not the part of the real PDP Laban? Ganun po ba, sir?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that he met with individuals whom he thought and believe are the rightful leaders of the PDP Laban. But that's without prejudice to the role of Senator Coco Pimentel, because we know that his family founded PDP Laban. But you see, one
So does the
person
president intend
cannot
to meet
be...
also with Senator Pimentel, given that
No idea.
unity, I mean, isn't he favoring one faction over the other by not meeting with Senator Pimentel and his team?
No information as of now.
All right, last question for you, sir. If Mayor Sara Duterte decides to run for president, how will that change President Duterte's 2022 plans?
I do not know if it will, and we do not know what the decision of Mayor Sara Duterte will be. So let's wait for her decision.
So there was no discussion of that scenario during the PDP Laban meeting, or with Duterte, with the president, that you maybe spoke with him separately?
Well,
Wala po ganung
I have
discussion.
previously said na he really wants Sara to run, but Mayor Sara really does not want to run. And so we have to choose between whoever has the numbers. I've repeated this quite a number of times. And the latest proclamation, of course, is he does not want Mayor Sara to run because she does not want his daughter, to be a victim to the ugly side of politics. No? That's the concern of the president, trying to protect his daughter from the ugly side of politics.
Right. My last question is for Presidential Advisor Jing Paras.
Go ahead, please.
Sir, you've only been recently named the advisor, so I'm hoping you might also be able to say something about the PLO's activities. Sir, given that we only have a year left to the administration, what are the bills the President wants Congress to pass before he steps down? For example, priority ba yung postponing the BARM elections? Is death penalty reimposition still priority? How about the military pension reform bills? And how about the anti-endo law, which the President vetoed in 2019?
Yeah, these are all priorities of the president. Actually, as far as the number one priority of the president, he is pushing the approval of by the Senate of the Department of OFWs, no, DOFIL, or its name otherwise as Department of OFWs. He is also pushing for the resolution of the BARM, because there are conflicts between certain governors and the Transition Commission. So I think as far as this is concerned, that is already being considered in the floor by the Senate. But sa House, they're still conducting a hearing on this. Then yung sa pension fund, they're still trashing it out kung paano i-apply, kasi the amount that is involved there is so huge, no?
Yes.
Like they're saying that yung new entrance lang, or yung bang is totality, then is it okay to involve the GSIS and so on and so forth. So these are still issues that has to be resolved PI, you know. So yun, and I think they're also pushing the CTRP 3, CTRP 4, which will resolve certain taxation on certain sectors, no. So then I think the Public Service Act, the Foreign Investment Act, and the I think there's another one which was certified by the President's urgent, but this is still pending, no? The House has already approved this long time ago, but it's still pending in the Senate plenary. So ito po mga mga important bills ito ng ating Pangulo na talagang we'll try to push it before the election, before the election fever heats up, no, by October.
So sir, the anti-endo bill is not in the priority anymore.
Endo,
Sir, yung anti-endo, yung ending contractualization. Kasi sir, di ba he vetoed that?
well, because of the controversy it did, and when the president vetoed it, all the sectors has not been voicing out their opinions on this, no? Even the Department of Labor. So medyo hindi naging priority ito ngayon, no? If you look at the reason why the president has vetoed it, it was because of it was not able to resolve the conflict between the labor and the management. So yun po ang ano diyan. So maybe in due time, I think that's still an important proposed legislation.
All right, thank you, sir.
Inoffered.
Thank you, Pia.
Okay, thank you, Pia. Yusek Roque again, please.
Yes, from Lanes Capante of GMA News Online, is the President willing to run for VP in 2022 under hugpong ng pagbabago led by his daughter or under PDP Laban, which is which and why so?
Well, anything is possible. In the first place, hindi pa naman pong siguradong tatakbong presidente. He is seriously thinking about it.
From MJ Blanca Flor of Daily Tribune, will the President field a candidate for President who will against Mayor Sara?
That's highly unlikely.
Thank you, Secretary.
Okay, Melo Acuña, please.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Secretary. Nabanggit po ni Pangulong Duterte sa kanyang pagdalo sa Zamboanga na pinag-aaralan niya na magkaroon ng parang ala GSIS to respond to the soldiers' benefits. Would you have any idea kung ano magiging approach dahilan sa baka ipaarkila raw yung bahagi ng Fort Bonifacio?
Ang punto po ng Presidente, kinakailangan dagdagan pa ang benepisyo ng ating kasundaluhan. Details will follow.
I see. Meron pong 1,283 government employees na pumanaw dahilan sa COVID-19 ayon sa Civil Service Commission as of April 20 this year. Would you have any idea kung anong benepisyo ang kanilang natanggap na tinatadhana naman sa batas?
Walang alam ko po, meron bukod sa hazard pay, meron pong death benefits na binibigay po, no? Pero yun lang pong full extent na pagkakaalam ko. Meron pong makukuha talaga sa GSIS na death benefits as well as yung hospitalization cost for the treatment of COVID. No? Meron pong package dyan ang PhilHealth.
Opo. Nabanggit po ng Department of Finance na sinusuportahan nila yung panawagan ng Department of Education na kailangan magkaroon ng public apology ang World Bank. Meron na po bang official statement ng Malacanang tungkol dito sa kailangan public apology from World Bank on the release they had recently na mayroong lumang datos?
We support the call of Secretary Briones that the World Bank owes the country an apology.
Para po naman kay Ginoong Jing Paras ang aking susunod na tanong. Magandang tanghali po and congratulations sa inyong appointment, Undersecretary Paras. My question is, ako po ay nasa media for some time, pero how would I know if a statement is political or official coming from an authority in government? How would I differentiate the political from the official statement?
Well, depende po 'yon sa statement po, no? Melo. Well, ako being now an official of government and being the presidential advisor on political affairs. So definitely, if I speak for the administration or for the government, it will be an official statement, unless probably I will say that this is my personal view on the matter. So that's the only time that I will be speaking as a private individual, no? It will not reflect on my official function. But since the position itself says political affairs, a presidential advisor, so yung lahat ng mga sasabihin ko, it will be, and I will not also say if I will not be asking permission or I will not be it will not be as sanctioned by the government or by the president or by my superiors sa gobyerno po. So, yun po ang masasabi ko diyan, Melo.
Opo. Kaya ko po na itanong yan.